radioactive contaminants constitute a category of substances that emit ionizing radiation due to the nuclear disintegration of their atomic nuclei. These radioactive elements and compounds can be of natural origin or generated by human activities such as nuclear energy production, the nuclear industry, nuclear medicine, and the handling of radioactive materials. The ionizing radiation released by these pollutions can have detrimental impacts on human health and the environment, as it can damage cells, cause genetic mutations, and affect various biological systems. Proper management of radioactive contaminants is essential to minimize the risks associated with their presence. This involves the establishment of regulations, safety protocols, and safe handling practices at all stages, from production to final disposal. Understanding the effects of radiation as well as the identification and monitoring of radioactive sources are key aspects to guarantee the protection of human health and the preservation of the environment. In this context, it is crucial to address not only the technological and scientific aspects, but also the social, ethical, and political aspects related to the management of radioactive contaminants.
Presentation of the problem and explain the problem. The problem will focus on how radioactive contaminants affect the environment, the soil, and even people. The cultivation and use of tobacco. Tobacco contains traces of radioactive elements, and one of them, best known, is polonium-210. The radioactive isotopes is a product of revived uranium, which is found naturally in soil and certain fertilizers using tobacco cultivation. As tobacco plants grow and absorb nutrients from the soil, they can also absorb polonium-210. When tobacco is smoked, polonium-210 is inhaled along with other compounds in cigarette smoke. Once inhaled, polonium-212 can deposit in the lungs and contribute to international radiation in smokers. Unfortunately, the amount of polonium in tobacco is not sufficient to be the main cause of problems associated with smoking, but an additional factor of concern in relation to already known health risks of tobacco. Polonium is known for the radioactive and alpha particle emission, which may contribute to radioactive exposure of tobacco smokers. Even in relatively small amounts, can increase the risk of certain health problems such as lung cancer, and the main health threat related to tobacco means the large amount of toxic carcinogenic chemicals present in cigarette smoke. Polonium radiation is one of the many risks associated with smoking.
This is how the cultivation of tobacco affects the soil, water, and the environment. Intensive cultivation. Tobacco production often involves intensive agricultural practice that can lead to deforestation. Trees are cleared to make space for tobacco fields, contributing to biodiversity loss and altering local ecosystems. Intensive chemical use. Tobacco cultivation typically requires large amounts of pesticides and chemical fertilizers. These chemicals can contaminate soil and the water, affecting water quality and harming wildlife in surrounding areas. Consumption of natural resources. Tobacco production uses substantial amounts of water and energy, from irritant across to the dyeing and manufacturing process. Significant natural resources are consumed, adding pressure to ecosystems and resource availability. Soil waste. Tobacco products generate significant amount of soil waste, primarily in the form of cigarette butts. These butts composed of cellulose, acetate, filters, and other materials, persist in the environment and can contaminate soils and bodies of water.
Okay, so basically the results of this experiment are when we try to change the lifestyle of five people, four of them accept the proposed and change the lifestyle to a good one. Sadly, one of them doesn't accept us and send us to the peak.
The use of radioactive materials can impact the environment in every product due to the residual radiation and waste generated during production and disposal. These elements can contaminate soil, water, and air, compromising long-term environment and human health.
3.
In conclusion, humans use some radioactive objects such as household appliances, and by disposing of them anywhere, they cause damage to the environment. There are organizations that give out these objects. A user finds the best way to dispose of them without causing harm to the environment or very low damage. It is good to make people aware of these signs. It's not something they take so much importance to.
3.
My conclusion was the radioactive waste and materials are extremely harmful and can affect many areas, such as health. In my opinion, I think are the most important. Our purposes are not the more elaborate, but they are enriched for everyone.
My conclusion is that the radioactive materials are a present danger because the damage to the ozone cave and the radiation we get from the sun every day, every hour, and basically it's important to take care of this topic because the radiation is something that we see every day more and more, and it's the things that we can get from the radioactive material, it's so much dangerous. And yeah, thank you.
In conclusion, I think that people and society, we should to start to demand to the government to look and search for healthy ways to eliminate radioactive materials, and also start campaigns to conscientize the people about the damage they cause to the environment, and how they affect the ecosystems and health of people.
Andamos grabando.
Tomarnos una foto.
Cameraman. ¿Qué? Sí, aceptaron.
No, pero nada.